The Sporland division of Parker Hannifin proudly sponsors the Advanced Refrigeration Podcast. There are a lot of questions surrounding the transition to A2L refrigerants and a lot of talking heads disseminating nebulous answers. But when your technician is face-to-face with the first A2L transition project, where do you turn for real-world answers about this specific job? Parker Sporland's Virtual Engineer is an innovative online design tool to size and select the correct components for climate control and refrigeration applications. Get your A2L system flow and component selection answers in 3 simple steps. Enter your application details, size, and select products, then download your project files. It's that easy. Try it at absolutely no cost. Visit sporlin.com and navigate to the Resource Center. Parker Sporland, leading the charge.
There's plenty of people doing it. They do it all the time. Yay. I don't know. Banter. Welcome to Advanced Refrigeration Podcast. You're with your host, Wetzel and Kevin Compass. What's going on today, buddy?
Just chaos and fires everywhere.
It's usually your go-to. What's going on now?
Nothing. It's just I'm doing in between startups and trying to put out fires and doing glycol case startups, and people are pulling wires to the wrong sides of stuff. And yeah, it's just been a wonderful trip.
Fun-filled adventure.
Fun-filled adventure.
Sounds fun. Goonies never say die. No, I'm at home this week. And then next week, and then I go back to Colorado for 2 weeks. So I have like tons of stuff that I'm catching up on.
Were you in Colorado next week?
Negative.
Lame. I'm in Colorado next week.
Yeah. No, I'm in Colorado the week after.
I got to go to the shitty part of Colorado, apparently, though.
What part is that? Fort Collins?
No.
Boulder.
Colorado Springs.
Oh, I don't know. I've only ever been to like Denver.
Jesus. It's everybody's cool. Colorado Springs is pretty shitty, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm up to. Other than that, like I said, I'm finishing out a whole bunch of curriculum stuff. I can't wait for Thanksgiving break because I just
the fuck is Thanksgiving break?
I took a week off.
What are these stores? Are you in blackout date?
I'm in blackout date.
Oh my god, I was having a meltdown about that today.
What's that?
The blackout date stuff.
They keep pushing it off.
No,
year.
it's dumb. Let's just say it. The blackout date thing is dumb.
I want to hear your opinion on why it's dumb.
Because 10 years ago, people used to actually like spend a bunch of money on the holidays in the store, but now it's not like that. And who's not buying a TV because you're changing some cases? Nobody.
Yeah, they're going to go there for the TV. They're going to go there for the TV.
Yeah. If I'm going to go there, I'm not going to not buy something because they're doing work. Or like even the actual just like straight grocery stores. Nobody's buying less stuff because you're changing stuff. And you can't be making that much money.
No, but there's more of a potential for someone to get hurt if you're on the sales floor.
There's no more people than there is normally.
Yeah, there is.
There's
that
not.
I disagree with. Okay.
Amazon totally destroyed that. Where's the lie, though? Everybody's buying everything online.
Yeah, all right. I guess you're right.
Yeah, the OGP grocery people are just running into you more.
Yeah, very true. All right. So, Danfoss case controller?
Let's do it because I've been wanting to get into these for a little bit because I'm starting to do some more Danfoss case controller stuff.
Yeah. Danfoss is starting to each its way over your side of the area.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Then I will switch this over to... Yeah. Oh, no, not that one. I just made one. Where'd it go?
I do a ton of 880 stuff, but we really don't have much for case controllers.
Got you. So here is so what I did was I actually have the app up on my phone. And so anything that you're seeing is basically connected to my phone. When you start these, it's really convenient to put it up on Bluetooth or to actually have the Bluetooth display. This is what the Bluetooth display looks like. As you can see, the only button on there is the Bluetooth. There is another display. Here's the other display. So here's the other display that you have. Throw that. So there's no Bluetooth button on this one. So unfortunately, any programming that you'd have to do would be strictly off of the actual control itself, which kind of is a pain in the ass.
So you buy Bluetooth displays to keep with you?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So I got to get a Bluetooth display. Please,
yeah.
Dave Yoder.
There's a cable. One side looks like it's an RJ11 cable, which is just a regular old school phone cable. And then the other one looks like it belongs on a unipolar valve. It's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 leads on there. That basically plugs directly into the back of the actual display itself. As you can see on the behind, that's where it plugs in from behind. And I think the cables are like 60 inches or something. I don't know if you can extend them or whatever, but that's the standard one that comes with. But yeah, if you're going to do a whole bunch of these, recommend that you do get a Bluetooth display because it's just going to make your life so much easier if they don't all have them. Yeah, the nice thing also with doing that, you can actually save the configuration to your phone then. And I'm pretty sure you can run it to the next one, whatever. So to start, when you do have the Bluetooth display, you hold down the little Bluetooth button. Actually, hold on, let me get rid of this because I don't know how big this looks right now. So hold the Bluetooth button down. And right now it's showing the address. And it's also blinking the Bluetooth button. Right now, for some odd reason, the Bluetooth button looks like it's white, but it's the one underneath the little alarm thing right there. Once that's there, then you come over to your phone, enable your Bluetooth, hit connect to controller, and it should search. Now, it already picked it up, and you saw before it was blinking address 18. This is I just addressed this yesterday, so click on it. You can do it. What? Nonsense. Did it stop Bluetoothing? Yeah, it did. I was going to say, this is about to be a real short episode if I can't get this thing full. I did check it, though, before. After I hooked it up, I'm like, let me just make sure. The only thing I didn't have working this morning was the whatchamacallit, was the link to phone because I just switched out my phone. So right off the bat, obviously, this is showing crappy temperatures. Unless you want me to throw on some potentiometers. I already have them linked up. So if you want me to hook it up, I can. As you can see, you have the superheat. There's a super high right now. TE is basically your temperature of your evaporator, basically your saturation. Your S2 would be your line out, your air in, open air off. And right now the fans are off. And then you have your opening dimension of your phone. Now, the phone.
You switch phones, and this is consuming your life, isn't it?
I'm actually all done with it finally.
2 weeks later.
No, it only took 3 days to get all my passwords. I thought Samsung did a better job. One nice thing about this thing, you can graph it. If you had a whole bunch more stuff on there. Once you get over here, here's all the other stuff that you have on here: graph, setting files, controller information, quick setup, parameter menu, event log, performance dashboard, wizard, firmware. I've never used the wizard. I don't know. With Danfoss, anything, I always just shy away from the wizard. It scares me. And then also a firmware update, and then app settings. So let's go to the app.
I've never used the wizard.
Never, not even on the Danfoss drives. I don't ever use the wizard. So I do have it set up for, as you would say, eagles and hand grenades. I do have it set up for Fahrenheit. I do have it set up for SIB. So make sure you do set that up right when you set up the app before you start getting into everything. I don't know. Let's start with, I don't know if app settings was how to set that up. Graph, we're not going to do that. Setting files. So this is where you can actually download the program to here. You can actually, you can see that it's actually in my phone right now, because what it's doing is it's asking me where I want to basically copy the file from. And this is where you can actually upload it back up to the controller as well. So if you have a common type of program, controller information. So it's showing you the controller type. This is a multi-coil unit. So this has, I think you can do up to three evaporators, if I'm not mistaken. Ordering information, software version, application mode. Currently it's on one evaporator, medium/low temp. What's nice about the Danfoss, just like the CC200, it has two different set points where you can actually have temperature as well as like a different superheat. They use these a lot on Kaiser Warren's FTE system, because then you can have a dual superheat setting for that. Currently you can see the address is 18, food type none, cutout, blah 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 blah, PE sensor. This is the range. So right now the range is set up to be -14 to 174. So obviously if we're dealing with CO2, that would not be large enough. Refrigerants not selected, electrical defrost, 8-hour interval for the defrost stop method time, and max defrost. Just gives you a brief overview of what's going on with the controller. Then we can go to quick. What is quick setup too? Oh, okay, here we go. Network address. This is where you would change the address of when you're first initially setting these up if you're trying to get these online. Yes. I think it's up to 240 different addresses, which is a lot of freaking addresses. Display code, I think if you're going through the parameters, and I might be wrong on this, so let me just preface this, but I think if you were going through the actual keypad to find this parameter, I think it's 003. And we can check that out a little bit later.
Which I'm pretty sure is the address for all the old school Danfoss. That's the menu for all the old school Danfoss ones.
Like I said, when every single brand new controller is always 0, so they're all set to 0 from the get. So we can change the food type here, frozen food, blah 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 blah. So let's change that. We'll change it to frozen food. Change the what the hell? How come it didn't do it? Oh, frozen food. Done. All right, then it gave me a cutout of -4, so we can change that if we want. Going back through, refrigerant selected, we can do, let's fuck it, since we're already talking about CO2, let's do CO2. Now we have, because we changed it to CO2, you'd have to put the pressure range of what it is. Man, I don't remember. PSIG. What is one of the ranges of the
59 bar?
Yeah, I don't remember what pressure that is.
Just make up a pressure.
All right. So 650.
652, because all those Europeans love the slightly
it.
different. What?
Stop it. Anyway, defrost method, obviously electrical. It just gives you an output to do that. I haven't seen these on hot gas yet, but I do know because you're only limited to whatever valves. Most of the time when you're doing hot gas stuff, I've seen where they had to use other controller for hot gas defrost, the Danfoss, I think it's EKE 400 or something like that. There's so many different outputs on that. So we'll keep it at electrical right now. Defrost interval every 8 hours. Yeah, that seems fine.
That sounds not fine. Every 25 minutes.
Every 25 minutes?
Yeah. Give it the old, was it a Kaiser case where it was like every 40 minutes?
18. Okay, I saw one that was medium temp that was 12 times a day or 18 times a day. First time I saw that, I thought it was a misprint, I swear to God.
I said the same thing, on, off, on, off, on, off.
When's it run? Time. So, shit. S5 sensor, S5 or S4 sensor. I don't remember which one's which. I won't do S5. I think that might be, maybe that's cool temp. I don't know. We'll look which one's which. See, max defrost limit. And we'll put that to Do 52. I love how like all the stuff that's Danfoss settings. There's always a point something at the end to show you that no one touched it ever. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. Microthermal does the same thing. Like you'll see like stuff will be like 39.9.1.
All right. Parameter menu, main switch. This would be if you can have a main shutdown for this. Right now it's currently stopped, start, or manual. It's not going to do anything anyway because basically I have no pressure transducers or temperature sensors hooked up to it. Thermostat control, or no, configuration, sorry. So this is where we can set it up for cold room, medium temp, high temp, medium temp, low temp, 3 evaporators for medium temp, 2 evaporators, medium, low temp, and so on and so forth. So we're just going to do, I don't know, let's keep it simple. Let's just do 1 evaporator, medium, low temp.
So I never really messed with these. Can you expand them out for, say, if you had a Hussman case with three evapes? Can you have one case controller with multiple modules attached to it?
No, there's a single case controller. There's a single Danfoss case controller and a multi-coil.
So the multi-coil you're going to have to use for that then.
Yeah. So this one's the single coil. What's that number? It's probably all backwards right now.
Real big words.
So you have this one, and then you have the... Yeah, so it's the same size. It just has more outputs. Yeah, look here. DI3. Yeah, so you have 1, 2, 3 different outputs for an AKV. On this one, you just have the one AKV. But there's no expansion. You can't sandwich them together. So you either have to have the multi-coil or the single coil. So that would work for a Hussman core link then. So configuration, they can do rail heat for the AO. We're not going to do it. Is there any other options for that? I didn't even look. Hold on. No, that's it. Rail heat's the only thing that can do. Let's see what else we got. DI configuration. So we can do door function, door alarm, defrost start, main switch. So you can have so main switch with Danfoss. That's something that basically potentially shuts off the case controller. So you can do communication from controller to shut off everything, like so on a CO2 rack. If the rack goes down, we want to shut off, all the case controllers. So you can do that digitally through the main switch, or you can do it through a physical DI, and that's what this would be right here. Force cooling, open blinds, coordinate defrost, force closing.
I've never seen automated night shades.
I did for the first time at a store, but they were
really
on a monoblock. They were on a monoblock MDU.
Really? That seems incredibly expensive for something the store absolutely fucking destroys.
Yeah, but I think they destroy it because they're constantly yanking on it or whatever. So if you weren't around, if no one was around for it to close, I think it would have less failure.
But have you ever seen a powered pallet jack just tear out all the blinds? Because I have at least 15 times.
I have not. I actually have not. So we have coordinated defrost, force closing, shutdown, light control, leak detection. So you could actually have an input there for the leak detection. So if, God forbid, a leak detector does go off, you could use it for a shutdown. Also, this is the adaptive liquid control. This, I believe yes, this is what they use for the dual set points with the FT stuff. So if you had to use, that's where you'd be on there. All right, DI2. You can have door alarm, main switch. Once again, it's all the same stuff, just utilizing different inputs for it. Refrigerant, pressure transducer, temperature sensors. So you can use PT1000, PTC1000s, NTC 5K, and NTC 10K. Although I don't know which 10K sensor that it would use. I don't know if it's a 10K2 or a 10K3.
Today's episode is sponsored by the RefraShield RDP Series differential pressure monitors from Westermeyer Industries, now available for transcritical CO2 systems in addition to other common pressures and refrigerants. When the filter element of your coalescing oil separator is contaminated, it can hurt your system's performance and efficiency. But how do you know when it's time to replace that filter? Wait too long to replace, and you could end up with a nasty filter blowout. But replacing too often can be a waste of time and money. The answer is installing a differential pressure monitor. The RDP Series differential pressure monitors, including the new transcritical CO2 model, are available now from Westermeyer Industries. To find out more information, email sales@westermeyerin.com. That's WESTERMEYERIN.com.
But needless to say, if you were to change this, that means you'd have to change every single sensor. You can't pick and choose each input to say, hey, this one's going to use an NTC, this one's going to use a PTC.
That's annoying.
Well, I mean, have a Danfoss sensor or you don't, right?
Either have a Danfoss sensor or you do.
Stop method. I got to look what sensor that is. I'll look that up in a minute. Defrost stop, food temperature sensor.
Stop method, I would assume, is termination.
Yeah, but so that they listed two sensors, and let's see.
I hate, my big complaint with Danfoss is the acronyms. Like, why not just name it what it is?
Because there's a chart that if you're using Danfoss stuff all the time, S4 sensor.
Which I learned it from having to mess with Danfoss. The chart, they keep it the same. S1, COP, all that stuff. Like, it's the same, but still super annoying.
So I have a chart somewhere that lists all the stuff for the pack controller. It also lists all the stuff for the case controllers. I don't have it up right now.
It seems to be somewhat close. Like some of the naming.
Yeah, for like the pack controller, yes. But as far as here, let me just go back real quick. So S2 is the suction temperature sensor. Okay, so S5, there we go. S5 would be, okay, so that's what it is. S5 is the coil temperature, so that would probably be your defrost termination, and S4 would be your discharge air. So in this instance, S5 would, since we're doing low temp, S5 would be our girl and what we're actually doing then.
They're completely opposite of every other case manufacturer. Every other case manufacturer, as temperature 1 is always discharge air.
Do you remember you were just asking Yoder for a Bluetooth display? So just
I'm saying remember. It's opposite. It's opposite.
All right, let me go back to this. So yeah, so if we were setting this up, we were in parameter menu, we were in configuration. So S5 would,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
S5 would be the basically defrost term. Food sensor, I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's the THER air temperature. So I don't know if it's that or average all. I don't know oh, I see what it's doing. Like basically it's either going to take the one from the case controller itself or averaging as many coils as you actually have. You know what I mean? So if you're using 3 coils, it might average the 3 together. Network address, service pin. I don't think I've ever used this. Before you set up format, I don't think I ever set that up. Never used a service pin. Never.
So that's from the LAN days of the microthermal service pin. We've done it one time on a board. The other thing I like about service pinning is that is the physical board you want to be on.
Gotcha. And then readout basically would tell you currently like what the state, I think, of each one of these is. Coil temperature. Oh, that's convenient. Look, so AI function, there you go. AI function 3 is S4 for the discharge air. PE pressure. Okay, so that's what's convenient about this. So you can actually go to readout and then read what she's doing. Alarms, self-explanatory. Reset alarms, high alarm, low alarm delay, pull down. Really self-explanatory. I don't really have to kill it there. And then it shows what temperature, what sensor that it's actually utilizing for this. One of the most important menus is the injection menu. So injection A would be the first expansion valve. So this would be the superheat limit. So currently it's set for 5.4. You have max superheat limit, MOP temperature. So this is the temperature at which the case controller would essentially shut off. So remember with Danfoss, and I think MT does this a lot too, where their temperatures represent an actual pressure. 59 degrees for CO2 would not work, especially if it's a low temp. we had already blown the reliefs unless it's a high
Past
pressure.
that.
Yeah, that's not the first time I've seen that. We were talking in training a couple times where they're like, yeah, we got the rack reliefing all the time. And I said, let's look at the MOPs. And on the low temp was set for 425 for the relief. And they had the MOP set for 600 pounds. So I was like, yeah, so we'll shut off the case controller after it pops. Yeah, that makes sense. So if you're talking low temp, right, -20 is usually where you're running. I don't know, do maybe 0 degrees or something like that. I like staggering these between some of the systems. So that way, if the rack comes on and it loses communication with the case controllers, at least then the case controllers can still run independently, not only just their defrost, but coming back on. Over in Europe, they do that all the time. All the guys down in South Africa, they don't even do like the staging of like the timers. They basically just, as the suction pressure starts to come down, they'll start kicking on more loads, bam, and just keep bringing loads on.
I hate the staging timers. I think the older racks with the MOP shutdowns, like the older microthermal ones, those things kick ass. Like they start up so much faster.
I don't know why the timer, because the timer is if you have a failure, but what happens if the rack's been off for a day and everything is really high temperatures? Like I was working at a pump liquid store and the rack was down for 2 days. Some jerk maybe forgot to turn off the defrost. So all the boxes were heating up and I went to go turn it on. And then it was just turning on more and more load. And then the boxes were at 60 degrees. So it just kept going off on high vessel pressure, and it was just ending badly. So I actually had to be the little MOP turning on. I wait till the box hit about 31 degrees, turn on the next load, 31 degrees, hit on the next load. AKV period. You can actually change this in here. I didn't know that you could actually change it here. Never tried. 12. How come I want to get someone on here to talk about this? Because you and I theorized some stuff about different evaporators.
It worked. We proved it.
I didn't see it. You said you told me it worked, and I believe you. So the max value is 6, min value is 3. So you can actually change this in Danfoss.
Yeah,
you can.
When me and you play with that, it definitely got better for the low profile coils.
What did you do? You lessened it or moored it?
It was lessened with lower superheat.
Okay, minimum superheat liquid control, maximum superheat control. And then once again, you can see the readouts there. So you're going to have, back to this real quick. So in the injection control, you're going to have multiple, if you have multiple coils, because maybe one coil is going to be a different superheat. Defrost control.
So ask you stupid questions. I'm completely retarded with this.
Yeah.
So say you get a brand new case and it's programmed in the 880.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to download into this once you address it? Will the 880 overwrite into this, or do you have to program every single one of them from the Bluetooth?
Let me look at some real quick. Hold on,
I would think the 880 would sync down from it.
Hold on. We can look at an 880 right now. Share screen. Stop. Share screen. Share. God, there was nothing bad up there. 192.16. 192.168.0.155. Oh, really? You're going to be done? Oh, no, there it goes. Unsafe. Continue. Here we go.
We'll say this though, the cases with case controllers where you could Bluetooth into them are so much easier to verify temp sensors while you're checking everything.
I don't know if you could hear that, but my daughter called me the one day.
It's
She's
so
like,
annoying.
she called me early in the morning because I was dialed into my computer, and she goes, "Dad, your computer sounds like it's gonna blow up." I said, "Don't worry about it. Just turn down the volume on there. Don't worry about it."
It's obnoxious when you're like logged in, like when you're programming a controller and it's just doing that.
See, I forget with Danfoss because you can change the settings within here and have it send, but I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. I think it initially pulls everything down, but I think that's a Yoder question. Configuration, because you can change all this stuff here, which is all the same stuff, but I don't remember if it pulls it back. I'm assuming it would pull it back because you're linking it up as the address goes. But I'm pretty sure that it pulls back initially. What I don't remember is that if there's a setting like on the E3 where if you have the option to push it one way or another. I'm pretty sure when you first set it up, once you do the address and link it up, it pulls all the data back. Yes, it pulls all the data back 100%, because now I remember. Once it pulls all the data back, and then you can make changes either way, and it should change it either direction.
Jesus Christ, dude, everybody's blowing my fucking phone up.
Mute it. All right, I went through a lot of the defrost stuff. Time staggering power up. Let's see, staggering function for case cut-ins during startup. This function will revert several refrigeration applications where you want the defrost to be staggered in relation to one another. This function, furthermore, is only relevant to start. So this isn't what I thought it was. This apparently is staggering the defrost has its staggering the defrost. I thought this was like a timer for when it boots up, like for a delay for when the injection starts. Drip time, I don't know. Go the old Hill Phoenix route. We'll do 15 minutes.
14.95.
So what is it, 12 to 15 or something like that?
I saw one the other day. It was 14.35.
That's really specific.
I was like, this seems oddly specific. If you put it at 13 or 15, it's going to ice up.
Okay, we're gonna do fan off. Let's see. So zero is runs during pump down. 1 stop during fan delay. Running there. 2 is running during pump down and defrost. After that stopped, and then 3 is running during pump down, defrost, stop, and the sensor reaches the fan stop temperature limit. I'm just going to do off trip down time. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right, fan start delay. I don't really like doing, I don't know. What in the hell? Why did you do that?
Fan start delay? Like, I don't like having a fan start delay without a temp sensor. Like, I think it's no more than 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Especially with CO2, you could flood pretty quick. And obviously, you would need this for medium temp, just for low temp.
I don't know why you would want to do that. That like really scares me, because if God forbid something happens, it's just not going to end well.
No, there should always be a temp sensor. I don't see any reason why you'd want a fan start delay for that.
Come on.
Is this the stupid Microsoft phone cast thing?
Yes.
Mine works like half the amount of time.
Don't say that. It was working fine. I've used it for hours. All right.
Other than that, this seems very intuitively close to CC200, like going through all the menus and just checking everything. But the only thing I don't know is I'm assuming the 880 is going to be the master and push down all the programs to all of them once they're addressed.
So I'm pretty sure it pulls it back initially, because it pulls it back initially.
So you got to make sure they're all programmed from the get.
You don't have to. You could basically, I don't know which way would be the easiest way to do that.
I would think from the 880 would be the easiest way if you're doing all of them, or on Bluetooth with a laptop would be the easiest.
So I just tried it with my desktop. I don't know.
Didn't work.
I don't know. It didn't work, but that's my desktop. So I don't know if it would work with a laptop, because I know sometimes the Bluetooth on the laptop works better with stuff like this.
You would have to run an emulator though, wouldn't you?
Yes, you would. Yes.
So
you would.
You would need to run an emulator.
Unless you're using like an iPad or something.
So an iPad would probably be your best. I'm an Android person, but it seems like every one of these like controllers, whether it's CC200, the SC3, like the Apple version works way better than the Android version for this stuff. The Apple version seems to be way more functional, and for some reason, Apple just has a way better Bluetooth, and the iPad's got more range on it, so it is better for that in a sense. If you're going to do this, I'd be doing it on an iPad. Plus, who wants to look at this on a phone? And if you're doing service, yes, but if you're doing like initial commissioning, that would suck.
Yeah, no, like you have the availability to go in there and basically you can download the program if this thing would decide to want to work right now. What you could do is, like I said, you could basically use the app and program one controller and then copy that program and then dump the rest of them in.
That makes sense. It should be like the SC3s and the CC200s should be coming out done from the manufacturer. Like they should be programming their specific case. Yeah, it should be. Stop it. Don't make that face.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it should be. So, I mean, they should be programming their specific case, and you should just be able to link it up and change the address and then check it. Bottom line, guys, this is setting this up is getting the address on. The majority of what you're going to have to be doing is getting the address on and then checking sensors off the app. Once you go through and you're able to check the sensors, I mean, having the Bluetooth on there is going to be killer, or else you're going to have to do it from the 880, and that's going to be kind of cumbersome. I will say, whatever the last two updates did on the 880, the Wi-Fi kicks ass now. It's really? It's better than being connected to the controller off the Ethernet.
Come on.
It's way faster. Like it's like night and day. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish what you're saying. Sorry.
I said it's night and day faster.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I'm pretty sure once you connect it initially, and what I'll do is we'll do another parter where maybe this thing won't freaking break this time, and finish up the rest of the menus. And then what we can do is we'll hook it up to the 880
and try to clear it out.
Program. So here.
I'd be interested if you programmed in a completely different. We don't have to do it right now, but I would be interested if you programmed a completely different setup in the 880 if it would overwrite it.
Oh, the only thing we could do is just change the address of one of these. You know what I'm saying? Is that what you want to do?
I mean, try it real quick.
Sure.
Because I don't think there's a send to function in Danfoss. I don't remember seeing it in the menu. Yeah, so there's not a send to function or a beginning upload function.
No, but what I'll do is that's why the address I changed it to 18, because this should be 17 right here. But the problem is I don't know if any of these are multi-coils, because I don't know what type of unit that they actually use. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta if it is if it's just a single coil. Here, let's just go to injection. Superheat. They're only doing one superheat, so it's only going to be one coil. So what I'll do is I already have power ran to this one. It'd be easy enough just to throw the other one on there with power, and then it's already mounted up. Hook up the single coil. We'll continue the programming, and then what we'll do is we'll link it up to here and see if it basically takes over the configuration from here.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. Since my phone link decided just to shit the bed and not work anymore. Piece of monkey shit.
But you guys got the gist of the basic app functions. Like it's everything you could do in the 880 is in the app. But obviously the 880 is going to be, you're reporting off it. The 880 is your window in if you don't have this. Not having the Bluetooth screen would absolutely suck ass.
And that really wouldn't be all that fun. Let me just get this off.
Well, because all you're going to be able to do is use the 880 at that point, because you're not going to go through every one of the menus on the screen. That would take forever. Have you seen anybody spec the non-Bluetooth screen?
No, it's usually always the Bluetooth. Usually you want that if you're like, I don't know, like maybe a bunch of self-contained stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be the only time you'd want that, like on a self-contained where it's pre-programmed from a manufacturer, because what are you going to do? You would have to have the 880, and then if you had to do anything more than address it would be just like eye-gougingly painful.
Yeah, it would really suck. Like I said, unless you get it communicating,
and then push the program down from the 880.
Yeah, and everything's done through here. So in the settings, so MOP temp. So this one.
Do you still have to have the main switch off? What?
59.
Do you still have to have
no one ever changed this one.
Oh God. Do you still have to have the main switch off to do any programming on the case controller?
Yes, but I don't think. No, hold on. Now I don't remember. With the pack controller, you definitely do.
Yes.
Depending on what
certain things.
I was going to say, depends on the parameter. If you're doing anything with the settings, yes, but if it has to do with the operation of the valve, then negative. So you can change stuff. No, you can. I don't know if it's just the injection stuff they shy away from because you're constantly changing the PID at that point.
You could change the flash tank pressure without shutting it down. Just the
pressure, but if you change the setting of the steps on the valve or anything like that.
No, it tells you that F straight off.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But like I said, what I'll do is I'll hook up the single coil unit, and what I'll do is I'll go through this, and we'll program that one, the single coil, the way that I have it. I'll put the potentiometers on it so we can actually see it function. We'll hook it up and see if it overtakes the original program that was in there. You know what I mean?
Oh, it will. It's going to. Overtakes it in the 880 or overtakes it in the case controller?
Takes the program that would be in the program. In what we did, we'll program it just really obscene, like just all kinds of craziness on there, and just make sure that it takes over.
Which one it takes.
Yeah, see, like basically, let's just assume that this A08C we have to replace a case controller, right? Set the Modbus address of the single coil unit to whatever it needs to be. Put some stupid obscene settings in it via the connect thing for whatever, and then once we do hook it up, see if it clears out all the original programming that was in for this.
Interesting, because that could really suck ass if you did it wrong and it was the other way around, and you changed.
Well, that's why I want to do it. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I want to do it.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
So the only other thing I would suggest, if you're in the 880 and you do have, like, this is running just off my internet server, but if you have the option, just go through here and basically run through and copy and paste all the settings that are in here. I know with the smart tool, the service tool, I always call it smart tool, the service tool, like with the pack controller and that, you can download an Excel spreadsheet, or like a PDF of all the settings in there. And I don't know if you can do that with the
that should be labeled or laminated and put inside of the rack.
I'm talking about for the case controller stuff, right? But no, I agree with you. The settings of the pack controller and that should be, I agree with you. So then you can see if anyone monkeyed with it from the time of conception when the rack was first initially started up. I agree with that.
No, that was a good overview, minus your phone breaking.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Mine never works right.
All right. Like I said, it's connected but not connected. So I will work on getting this because now I'm irritated. Because I actually, like I said, I tried to open up my emulator first to see if I could do that without having to do the other, without having to use that Microsoft phone link or whatever. And I couldn't get the Bluetooth to actually come up. So what he's talking about. So I have I'm not sharing anymore. Stupid.
After the last 2 Windows updates, my emulator stopped working on my computer.
So here's the app. And what I did was when I open this up, it opens up what's called BlueStack. Hopefully it opens it up now. Yeah, take me there. So what it's doing is basically running a Google Play Store emulator. Essentially, is what this is doing. So there are some apps that work on this, and the Danfoss app does work on here. But unfortunately, my computer told me to go pound sand when I went to try to Bluetooth the actual thing in.
Yeah, I use this all the time for the SC3 app.
Seriously.
Did it connect?
It's weird because before
Why is this sideways?
no, because there it goes. I don't know because that's what it was doing before. Let me try this again. So I'll hit the Bluetooth button. Controller. I don't think it will. But yeah, now it's telling me that my phone settings are jacked. Then it opens up this, but this isn't a phone, so I don't know. I don't know what it's trying to do. I have no idea. My Bluetooth is enabled.
Another day, another time. It gives us stuff for next
I've given
week.
up on it.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Talk to you next time.
Yeah, stuff for next. See you guys.
See ya. Not stopping. Hit the end button. Your face is frozen.
I did hit the button.
Still recording.
I hit the end button. No, I know. I'm aware of that.